Her testimony last week at a congressional hearing on campus anti-Semitism drew a firestorm of criticism. However, more than 600 Harvard faculty members signed a petition in support of Claudine Gay. And the president of MIT got a vote of confidence from her school's board. But the University of Pennsylvania President Liz Magill, the third of the three university presidents questioned on Capitol Hill, resigned over the weekend. One of the lawmakers who grilled them tweeted, "One down, two to go." Former U.S. President Al Gore tells CNN, former U.S. Vice President Al Gore tells CNN that he was shocked by their responses.
Well, I was shocked by the tone deafness of those comments, and I think they got bad legal advice in putting together what they were going to say. When statements of the kind that they were asked about come out, we need to stand against them and stand firm as Americans for
Black and white issue. There's a lot of moving factors, and it's hard to address all of those in one conversation.
Student Paulina Kapinski is Israeli and says she hasn't felt safe being Jewish on campus for some time. She says that widely criticized congressional testimony last week just made things worse.
It felt like a failed leadership. I was really expecting a clear statement of we're against anti-Semitism, and either here's our plan or we need your help implementing this and that. Instead of this, when hearing the lack of response, the attempt to evade, it just made us feel like we're alone in this. And I'm sure a lot of Muslim students have been feeling the same way.
The presidents from Harvard, MIT, and the University of Pennsylvania all came under intense scrutiny after their disastrous congressional testimony where they failed to condemn calls for the genocide of Jews as it related to university policies against bullying and harassment.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
Gay later apologized, telling the Harvard Crimson in an interview, quote, "Words matter, but the damage was done." One of her staunchest critics, Bill Ackman, a billionaire hedge fund CEO and Harvard alum, sent a letter Sunday to the university's governing boards of directors. It reads in part, in her short tenure as president, Claudine Gay has done more damage to the reputation of Harvard University than any individual in our nearly 500-year history.
I hope that she will be able to do what is best for the university and best for her, but I don't know what that is.
Until recently, Rabbi David Wolpe, a visiting scholar at Harvard's Divinity School, was part of the university's anti-Semitism advisory group, created in the wake of October 7th. He was chosen by Gay. But Wolpe said while he had accountability, he had no real authority to do anything. Gay's testimony was the final straw. He resigned from the group last week.
And I had wanted from any of the presidents a certain urgency and anger and indignation. Had they once, it wasn't even the content of the answers, had they once pounded their fist on the table and said, "This is unacceptable, I will not have this at my university," I think people would have felt reassured. I would have felt reassured.
But instead you got what?
Instead, we got legalisms and equivocations.
Should Gay resign?
Not for me to say, really. I don't take a position on.
Why?
Because I'm a rabbi who's been at Harvard for 2 months.
Yet several hundred members of the school's faculty signed a petition calling on university leaders to resist political pressures and outside forces trying to remove Gay.
They united to say that we don't think it's appropriate for national politicians and major alumni to be dictating who should or shouldn't be in the leadership of the university.
And Bianna, it should be noted that MIT's governing board released a statement in support of its president. Harvard's governing board has a regularly scheduled meeting today, waiting to see if it will release some sort of statement as well.